I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal for how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledged knowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and norm when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcasted like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the #1 chief rocker in Nick's universe. Your main man, Uncle Freezy. Welcome to what we call the Knicks Morning Drive. I'm gonna just call it that, even though I know it's early afternoon. I'm gonna just call it that, even though I know it's early afternoon. Salute to all my people in the building, all of the loyal listeners and followers. Shout out to y'all, man. Love y'all, man. Appreciate the support as always, man. Helping, keeping this movement going. Salute, salute, salute. Man, I meant to be here a little bit earlier, but I had some technical things I was working on and some financial things I was working on, and just wanted to make sure the content was right. So thank y'all for being a little bit patient with me, man, as I work through some stuff. Can't do this thing without y'all. I hope y'all understand that when I say that. I hope y'all understand that I mean that when I say that. I'm not just saying it just to be saying it. I ain't wasting my breath. Shout out to AJ Bula in the chat. The original DSJ is in the building. The son of the legend, Kerry Cox, was good. The fly god himself, C-Mac, is in the building. Will Salkin was good. Keith Turner is in the building. Let's go. What's good, y'all? Just working on some stuff, man. Man, super excited to be here and have this conversation with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I want to get down to what they call the nitty-gritty. Because we're about to have an in-depth conversation, and I just want you guys to know, and gals, just want you guys and gals to know that this is just not a hype train narrative conversation, but a real conversation rooted in something that I feel like should be a real topic for conversation. Right? Let me say this first, right? Let me do this. I want to find, I'm looking at Immanuel Quickley's stuff right now, his numbers and stuff. And what I want to do is talk about how consistent Immanuel Quickley has been all year, and and debunk the myth that Immanuel Quickley is inconsistent as a scorer and as a off-ball playmaker and defender. I want to debunk all that stuff, right? I want to first start by saying I posted a video to the channel maybe yesterday, maybe the day before. Maybe yesterday, maybe the day before, but the reason why I posted it is because I wanted Knicks fans to be truly educated about what it is that we're watching and not just go by weird takes and thoughts and stuff. I want to go by facts and data, right? I want to go by facts and data because I know that there are a lot of places where we can get info from out here nowadays, and what I want to do is make sure that the stuff that you guys get is pristine data and stuff like that. So I want to have the conversation based on facts and not based on opinions, unless it's a opinion-based ideal or topic. Fact-based topics should be loaded with facts. Opinion-based topics should be opinion-based with some facts mixed in. Right? So here's the thing. The first thing I want to say about, you know what? Let me back up some stuff with data. Let me do this first. Let's screen with you. I'm going to share the screen with you so that you guys will understand where I'm coming from. I don't think you guys can see that. That looks very, very, very tiny. But if you're patient with me, we can make it bigger. All right. So here's the thing that I wanted to point out, and these are offensive numbers that you see from Immanuel Quickley, and the source is ESPN.com. In case you can't tell with the thing in the corner, we'll use ESPN.com. East Blue Drew is in the building. David L, what's good, man? So one of the myths about Immanuel Quickley is that he takes a ton of shots. One of the myths about Immanuel Quickley is that Immanuel Quickley takes a ton of shots, right? And I'm going somewhere with this, so y'all be patient with me as I paint this picture. I'm going somewhere with it, right? There's a destination, but I have to establish the journey and navigate in order for us to get to that destination. And I can tell you what the destination is. Basically, what I'm going to tell you is Immanuel Quickley should not only be an all NBA defender, not only should he be Sixth Man of the Year, he should also be the NBA's most improved player. And I know y'all are going to say, Uncle Freezy, that's three different things. Usually a dude only win one, and then it's step by step and blah, blah, blah. I get it. Right? And I'm not going to take you on a fantastic voyage to get there. What I'm going to merely point out is stuff that we see versus stuff that we hear. Like, you hear a lot of stuff. Is it all true? You don't know, right? But the stuff that you see, you can source it and resource it. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I told you the source, right? ESPN is the source. I am the resource. You are getting the information from me at this point with the blah, 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 right? But whatever, right? On the screen, we see that one of the myths is that Immanuel Quickley takes a lot of shots. Right? This season, Immanuel Quickley in 28.4 minutes a game is taking 10.8 shots a game. Right? When Immanuel Quickley was a first-year player, he was playing 19.4 minutes per game and taking 9.1 shots per game on 39.5% efficiency. Right? So if you said Immanuel Quickley takes a lot of shots and he wasn't efficient, you know what? You were probably accurate if this was 2021. Hey, Paris Duggar. What's good, Paris Duggar? Paris Duggar says, we are 16, 3 last games. Okay. Oh, you said, 19 games. Okay. 16-3, 19-3. Okay, I got you. In the last 19 games. I got you. I'm with you. I'm gonna get to that. Hey, Paris, I promise I'm gonna get to that. I gotta tie it all in though, because the reason why Paris Duggar put this thing up, it correlates to 2 or 3 different factors. One of them is Josh Hart, and in my mind, the other is Immanuel Quickley. And for that reason, I'm gonna get into that, Paris Duggar. I want to establish a baseline first, and then we definitely gonna get to that. Nixon 26 is in the building. Ashley Inc. 1 is in the building. What's good, man? If this was 2020, 2021, and you said Immanuel Quickley takes a lot of shots for the amount of minutes that he takes plays per game, and he's inefficient, you would be accurate. But in 2022, 2023, in that season, Immanuel Quickley plays 28.4 minutes. He's only taken 1.5 more shots per game, basically, a little bit more. But at guard, Immanuel Quickley is shooting 44.4% from the floor. That is interesting, right? And he is also shooting 35.8% from 3, which is up from last year. And we all know the struggle. He struggled last year and he struggled coming into this year. But recently, those numbers have changed. Those numbers have changed. And you can say it's in a direct correlation with the New York Knicks changing from last year to this year. What I'm saying is Immanuel Quickley's improved play has had a direct impact on the New York Knicks wins and loss record. It's clear. It's obvious. It's obvious. It's obvious, right? So I had a twofold conversation with a Knicks fan who talked my ear off on the telephone. Sometimes when that phone rang, man, I just hate looking at it, man. Because I already know it's going to be 3 hours. Yeah, I already know. Soon as I hit the green button, I already know it's going to be 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? I let the dog walk itself because I'm like, hey, I already know this is going to be 3 hours. right? And Keith Turner says IQ has a better shot at six-man award. I don't see him even being close to getting most improved. And for that reason, Keith Turner, I have a conversation for you. Right? I'm merely going to ask you because part of the conversation, somebody took me on a 3-hour tour on the telephone. A 3-hour tour. When I say 3 hours, I don't mean like 2 hours and 42 minutes. So I told this person, I'm going to keep their identity a secret. I told this person, on this roster, Immanuel Quickley is the most improved player in the NBA. I mean, on the Knicks this season. Right? And behind him, in my mind, is Julius Randle. In my mind. So I immediately got yelled at for like 40 straight minutes. What do you mean? Don't disrespect? Okay. What do you mean? Don't disrespect Jalen Brunson, Uncle Freezy. Jalen Brunson is a baller. Jalen Brunson this, Jalen Brunson that. How you going to say Randall and Immanuel Quickley have improved more than Jalen Brunson? I get it. When some people see a jump in numbers, they automatically assume that the play has gotten better. When they see a jump in numbers, you see somebody go from 15 points a game to 24 points per game, and you automatically assume that that player got better, right? Jalen Brunson has gotten better. But you know what else Jalen Brunson got? An opportunity. See, Jalen Brunson got an opportunity to do the stuff that he was already good at, but couldn't because there was somebody else in the primary ball handler role in Dallas. What I'm saying is I'm confident that Jalen Brunson could always do these things. He never had the opportunity to. And when given the opportunity to showcase his elite skills, Jalen Brunson did just that. Jarvis LaFleur is in the building. What's good, boss? Now, when it comes to Julius Randle, why I say it's Immanuel Quickley, Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson in that order. And I'm not dismissing Brunson. I think he did improve, but we're talking about most improved, right? I do think Jalen Brunson improved. I think his three-pointer is spot on. But we're not talking about improved or greatly improved. We're talking about most improved. When we're talking about most improved, I can point out 3 things that Immanuel Quickley does this year that he did better than he did last year. Thing number 1, elite on-ball defense. Elite on-ball defense. Immanuel Quickley's defense is so good right now that you don't even hear people in Knickslandia, in Knicks universe, even discuss the defense of Josh Hart and Quentin Grimes anymore. Aren't they defenders? Aren't they energy guys, energy defenders? We don't even hear that conversation anymore about Grimes being a great defender. And listen, I'm not knocking Grimes. All I'm saying is we've slowed down on the Grimes defensive hype train and noticed and is giving props to Immanuel Quickley. Grimes is gonna be a great great Nick. Grimes is going to be a great Nick, right? Let's not. I don't want to. I don't want to confuse points here or things like that. But what I'm saying is, Quickley's defense has been so good that the entire NBA universe is noticing. You know how I know? I randomly heard dudes on the Zach Lowe podcast talk about stuff that myself and IKBM Dre talked about in January. Speaking of IKBM Dre, what's good, boss? And IKBM Dre says SGA, Laurie, Brunson. All three of these guys have one thing in common: opportunity over improvement. Todd Bobby's in the building. What's good, boss? The one thing that these three players have in common is opportunity. So, of course, and now, don't get it twisted. They're great players. They're great players, right? I'm not dismissing their greatness, but what I'm saying is, given the opportunity to showcase what they can do, they showed you what they can do. And Jalen Brunson is in that category of guys who may have had limited or limited roles. They got to a team where they're basically, in theory, the focal point. And now you see their numbers increase because they're great NBA players. But are they most improved? No. Is Lauri Markkanen most improved? No, he's not most improved. He's got a great opportunity. He's a great player. He's an all-star. He's a unicorn. He's what you want your modern big man to be, right? But is he most improved? See, the word is the word that I want to not the most important word is not improved, even though it is important. The most important word here is most. I'm here to tell you that I think if Immanuel Quickley, if given 36 minutes, if given the ultimate reign to run a team offensively and defensively, I think Immanuel Quickley's numbers would take a significant increase also. Now, am I saying he'd put up Jalen Brunson numbers? No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is Immanuel Quickley in 36 minutes can offer you a lot more. It's the same thing with, for example, give you another example, Devin Vassell, how he took a leap after DeJounte Murray left. Give you another example, how Shai Gilgeous-Alexander took a leap after Chris Paul left. How Lauri Markkanen took a leap after the Utah Jazz gutted their roster and he was the primary guy. Did he have to fight his way to the top? Of course. Did he always possess this talent? Yes. Does that make him most improved? No, it does not. Did he improve? Yes. Is he the most improved? No. Immanuel Quickley has climbed his way up the depth chart to the point where he is an invaluable asset to the New York Knicks. Right? Think about all the guys that came in ahead of Immanuel Quickley. And then look at where he is today. Immanuel Quickley had to duke it out with Elfrid Payton, with Austin Rivers, with Derrick Rose, with Kemba Walker, with Alec Burks, and today, Immanuel Quickley, in my mind, is the NBA's gold standard for what you want a six-man to be. Right? Now, I know that's my opinion. That's like what I want. I want my six-man to be a scorer and a lockdown defender and a rebounder. And some prefer the Jordan Clarkson style. I'm just going to shoot. And when my shot's not there, I'm going to pass it, but I'm always looking to get that ball back so that I can shoot. If that's the type of six-man that you prefer, that's your preference. If you prefer a Lou Williams, who in my mind, Immanuel Quickley right now is better than Lou Williams in his prime. Period. I saw Lou Williams play early on. I remember Lou Williams. A 6'1" shooting guard, basically with the mindset that he could just shoot and that's it. Not overly athletic, but quick, shifty. Jay Boogie is in the building. Jay Boogie says, Jalen Brunson has brought point guys back to the city. Yep. I agree with you on that. Jay Boogie, you're right. Jalen Brunson has done that. I ain't gonna front. And Jay Boogie also said it's a difference in running an offense and facilitating an offense. That's the difference between Quickley and Brunson. Quickley hasn't got the facilitating role down, but we love what he. Right. Okay. I get what you're saying. I know basketball, Jay Boogie. I got you, bro. I understand. I understand what you're saying. But understand this. The basketball courts have two halves to it. The basketball court has two sides to it. And I don't want to have this be a Quickley versus Brunson thing, because Brunson is a great NBA player, a great NBA player, and I appreciate what he does for the Knicks on a nightly basis, right? But in terms of what Quickley does, is Quickley most improved? Yes. Quickley is the most improved player in the NBA because when you compare him to other players that are in the most improved category, they only improved in one area: scoring. And if you look at the box score, every night, you would think that, oh man, this player is more improved than Immanuel Quickley. But not only has Immanuel Quickley improved defensively with his on-ball defense, in theory, he's the captain of our situational defense during games. And you know what I mean by situational. The team has hit 3 shots back to back. They're on a 6-0 run. And all of a sudden you see Quickley out there waving and directing traffic. No, we ain't doing that no more. No, this is what we doing. And Quickley waving and pointing and doing stuff. I spoke with Queen Bee one day. I don't know if it was Saturday or Sunday or whatever. These days run together. When you rehabbing, these days run together. But the Queen Bee and I even talked about how Quickley, at the point of attack, hedged on a play when the roll man rolled. Quickley got in front of the roll man to slow him down, got back to the ball handler. When they passed the ball in the corner, Quickley, seeing that Randall couldn't make it to the corner, told Randall to wait, stop. And he ran to the corner, contested. The shooter missed, and on the long rebound, guess who got the rebound? Immanuel Quickley. Now, I know like some of us, like we don't care about defense. We think about team defense, right? But we don't think about the orchestrator. We don't think about like who the Antonio Pierce is. Anybody remember Antonio Pierce? Anybody in the chat remember the Giants middle linebacker Antonio Pierce? Anybody remember the linebacker Antonio Pierce? Antonio Pierce was like an average speed, average strength, um, average agility, average burst guy. But what he had was this up here and this in here. Antonio Pierce wasn't the fastest linebacker. He wasn't the strongest. And when it comes to playmaking, he was probably ordinary, above average, maybe with physical gifts, right? But when it came to thinking the game and being a leader and directing others, he was exactly what the New York Giants defense needed. A guy that would deflect a pass, a sure tackler, one of the best tacklers in the game, get you a sack every now and then unexpectedly. He used to tell all the superior athletes where to go. Kiwanuka, you line up over here. Justin Tuck, you line up over here. Strahan, do your thing over here on John Runyon. Anybody remember Strahan and Runyon? Remember that? Y'all remember John Runyon from the Eagles? Antonio Pierce would be like, yo, any other matchup, Strahan, I'll tell you what to do. Since you don't like John Runyon, though, do your thing. do your thing. Right? And that is what Quickley does for our defense. Like he Quickley doesn't have a 45-inch vertical. Quickley is not a 4.240 guy, right? He's not that. Right? Quickley's not going to shoot 47% from 3. You know what I'm saying? He's not that guy, but what he is, if you hear where I'm going with it, he's more like an Antonio Pierce type of guy. Right? Now, and I know people will say, well, Antonio Pierce, blah, blah, blah. LeVar Arrington could do such and such. Y'all remember LeVar Arrington? Anybody remember LeVar Arrington? Anybody remember Kareem Holmes, like these athletic freaks that the Giants? Anybody remember Justin Pierre-Paul? Anybody out there remember those athletic freaks that the Giants used to have on their defense? And then on the inside, you got a guy like Antonio Pierce, and they all probably didn't play together, but this is my example. And so this is what I'm saying about Quickley, right? Quickley, and okay, so just to cut straight to the chase, Quickley is what you call rock steady, right? Like some nights the shot is not going to be going, but that happens to everyone. I saw in my lifetime, I've seen Michael Jordan have at least 10 or 12 terrible shooting nights. Now, when you couple that with 1,000+ games, it's like a drop in a bucket. It's like it never happened. But I remember Michael Jordan having 2 terrible games against the Knicks. I remember one night John Starks locked him up. But when you count the other 1,200 games that Michael Jordan was the absolute GOAT, those 10 or 12 games mean nothing. Right? And so what I'm saying about Immanuel Quickley is this. Guys like to play with Immanuel Quickley because he is the quarterback of a defense or the middle linebacker of a defense and is moving towards being a quarterback of an offense. Is he there right now? No, he admitted that. He already said his goal for the season wasn't even numbers. His goal for this season was to get his weight up to 190 pounds. His goal, Immanuel Quickley's goal, wasn't to be the league MVP or any of that stuff. He just humbly said, "Hey, man, my thing is I just want to get my weight up to 190 pounds." And he got his weight up to 190, and you see him doing this. So what I'm saying is this: is Jalen Brunson a great Nick? Yes. Is Jalen Brunson having a great season? Yes. Is Jalen Brunson an all NBA player? Yes. That has nothing to do with Quickley though, because this is not should Quickley be the starting point guard of the Knicks. This is not is Immanuel Quickley better than Jalen Brunson? No. This is totally not what that is. This is not Quickley versus Brunson. This is a conversation, a monologue, basically, because I'm talking to y'all, but you're not really talking. Well, I guess it is a conversation because y'all talking back to me in the chat. So it is a conversation, right? Immanuel Quickley is a cornerstone for the New York Knicks. I think we should start realizing that right now. I think Immanuel Quickley is a cornerstone of the Knicks, and I think we need to start realizing that. Given the opportunity to showcase his improvement, mind you, he wasn't this player 2 years ago. He wasn't this player last year. He's this player now. That means he has improved. Yo, it's fun. Yo, my son got me this cup right in Orlando. He walking around with a suit on in front of everybody, and everybody like, "Yes, sir. No, sir." Blah blah blah. You like this is my father. Blah blah blah, and he's got a YouTube channel, and everybody like, "Hey, good morning, sir." Yeah, that was hilarious, man. So shout out to him for buying me a mug. Thank you, son. Appreciate it. But anyway, let me get back to planet Earth, right? So my deal is with Immanuel Quickley, with all these things stated, is Immanuel Quickley the NBA's most improved player in my mind? Yes. The only other player that I think could be close is the McDaniel brother. The one from where's McDaniel at right now? Jaden. I think it's Jaden McDaniel. Let me anyway, it's not important for this. I think the most improved NBA player race is not as close as what people think when you look at what people improved at. Did you get better or did you get more opportunity? Right? It's like with the NFL, and most sports leagues have a most valuable player, but that award doesn't go to the most talented player. If y'all understand the distinction, if y'all riding with me on this, right? Just because you're the most talented doesn't mean you're the most valuable. It's one of the reasons why cats like Randy Moss never won the league MVP. Because he may have been the most talented, but was he the most valuable? Right? And when I mention, and just moving along a little bit, just for the sake of time, when I mentioned Immanuel Quickley is a lock for the now, if Immanuel Quickley doesn't make an all NBA defensive team, that is what we should be upset about. Because we saw a clear line in the sand where Quickley started taking over the defense earlier in December. You saw for yourself the Knicks get better and start going through these winning streaks, and occasionally they get tired. They win like 9 in a row, get tired, lose 3 in a row. We think the sky is falling. Then they win like 5 in a row. And then we be like, oh, we're back. And then we lose 2 in a row. Then we're like, oh, no, the sky's falling. Then we'd win like 9 in a row. And then we're like, yeah, we back, baby. Pop the champagne. Then we lose 3 in a row. And then we be like, oh, man, fire Tibbs. If Immanuel Quickley doesn't make an all NBA defensive team, that is what we should be insulted about. That is what we should be insulted about. Not if he doesn't, not if he's not the NBA most improved, because we already know what that's about. That's subjective. There's conjecture in there, right? Because people have their palate is based on their preferences, right? Right? Like some people like apples, I like pears. I prefer to get my fiber from pears. I don't dig apples like that. Apples are too sweet to me for some reason. Right? Doesn't make me wrong because I prefer pears over apples. It just means I have a bias towards pears. I like pears. Right? My thing ultimately, ultimately, what I'm getting at is the defensive thing. We have to draw a line in the sand. If Quickley doesn't make the all NBA defensive team, we should be mad. If Mitch doesn't make an all NBA defensive team, we should be furious, right? But at the same time, the likelihood of you having 3 players on the likelihood of us having a Miles McBride, Immanuel Quickley, Mitchell Robinson on all NBA defense, it's highly unlikely. It's highly unlikely, right? But it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. You know what I mean? It's not like, you know, a unit is going to take over and be all NBA defense. You usually get one or 2 guys. And a stat that I talked to IKBM Dre about is, or was it Queen B? Maybe Queen B. Shout out to the Queen B if she listening somewhere. She and I are going to do some type of show together in the near future where we get to chop it up and she get to bash my head in with Knicks facts. But the best defensive unit the Knicks have is Miles McBride, Quentin Grimes, Immanuel Quickley, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. That unit only allows 102 points per game, or 102 points per 100 possessions. That's insane. You heard it right. Deuce McBride, Quentin Grimes, Immanuel Quickley, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson. That unit is a lockdown unit. So if Immanuel Quickley doesn't make all NBA defense, yes, I'm thinking all this stuff is rigged. But if we can move towards the award I think he might have in the bag, let's do that. Chat, who is your NBA sixth man of the year? Who is your NBA sixth man of the year? In my mind, yeah. No, I get it. I get that. I get that. I'm going by when he's on the floor. I know this dude needs to at least get to. He's got to, but in order for McBride to be considered, he's got to at least get up to 25 minutes a game, and that's not likely. That's not likely right now. David, what's good, boss? I understand. Listen, the six man of the year thing is all about politics. You know what I'm saying? It's all about politics. But the thing is this. This is how we know Quickley should be six man of the year. If his team is a winning team, if he's considered for all NBA defense and most improved, he should easily walk away with six man of the year. Right? And I also had David, I also had this conversation too with somebody, right? They were telling me that Derek White is the sixth man of the year, right? Hey, Derek White is easy, right? But then when I talked to them about who Derek White plays with, who does Derek White play with? Malcolm Brogdon, Al Horford, Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. Makes the game easy, right? Makes the game easy for you when you got a bunch of great players, right? And then I ask you, well, who does Immanuel Quickley play with? Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, Josh Hart, RJ Barrett, Isaiah Hartenstein, Obi Toppin, Mitchell Robinson. You see the difference? Quickley does more with less, and Derek White does more with more. And I'm not sliding Derek White because he's a fantastic player, right? But he started a lot of games in the NBA too. And I think he started a lot of games this season also. All right. So there's that. And now I'm going to throw the link in the chat for y'all to for my peeps to jump in and hang out and chop it up. Boom. And Andrew College says Derek White is having a great season. So is Brogdon. Exactly. And which one is the sixth man? Right. Hmm. Hmm. Who's the sixth man? Derek White or Malcolm Brogdon? Right? It's Malcolm Brogdon. Malcolm Brogdon, I think, comes off the bench for them. Let me look at. I'm looking for Boston's stats. I just want to make y'all laugh real quick. I'm gonna pull up Derek White's stats just to make y'all laugh a little bit. All right. So Derek White is probably disqualified because Derek White started 60 games. Derek White started 60 games, so he probably won't qualify. But let me go to Malcolm Brogdon. So David says with Brogdon, we have to factor in the injury bug. Yep. Yep. Hey, you see what I mean? This is what I was gonna say. Paris Douglas says Jalen Brunson is 18-2 last 20 games. Just saying. Appreciate the generous contribution, Paris Douglas. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this is nothing against Brunson. Nobody's saying anything against Jalen Brunson. Yeah, yeah, we're co-signing. Yeah, my name is Uncle Freezy, and I approve that message. I'm with you on Jalen Brunson. And Will Salkin says Quickley never gets injured. He rarely gets injured, right? He's with all that energy, you see him rarely get injured. And Keith Turner says, "What are we really doing bringing Brogdon into the right? Exactly, bro. That's what I'm pointing out is that the search for somebody better than Quickley gets absurd. I mean, it's absurd how deep and how wide ranging the search is for a player that's better than Immanuel Quickley for 6th man of the year. It's crazy. What are we gonna say? Yo, I had somebody told me that Mo Bamba should be the most improved player. And I know that's a different thing. They're like, yo, Mo Bamba, man, Mo Bamba should be most improved. No, Mo Bamba was a nice story at the beginning of the season. Not no more. Yeah. And VR says, Sadiq Bey, 14 points a game. He's so valuable that he was included in a trade with Kevin Knox. I mean, and Paris and Mr. Douglas says not better, just to add to Quickley. It's not either or. No, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. And listen, and Jay says also that's on a losing team. Ultimately, when I was up earlier doing some stuff, man, like moving around, and I shouldn't be, but I was anyway. Who knows? I'm hard headed. Whatever. Ultimately, what I'm getting as I think about Quickley, I think it's high time that we start giving our young players credit for being good. I think it's high time we start giving our young players credit for being good. And the ones that are not good, instead of saying they're bad, like take a deep dive into their numbers and stuff, and then think about how they're improving also. They're not bad, they're still in improvement mode. And so I want to switch. I want to kind of talk about the growth of the kids a little bit. And they're not kids. I know y'all, man, Uncle Freezy, they grown-ups, man. They can drink, most of them got babies, man. I know. But that's generational slang. When you get to and it's not right. I'm not saying that it's okay. I'm not saying that it's acceptable by society. I'm just saying when you get to a certain age, you just think about stuff differently. You have a different perspective. Like when I was 20, I used to be like, yo, I'm a grown man. I'm in the army. And then now I'm 30 years later, I'm like, man, I was just a baby back then. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Paris Duggan know what I'm talking about. Paris Duggan understand what I mean by that. Here's a conversation I want to have with you guys. How important is Josh Hart to the future of the New York Knicks? I don't have an opinion either way. Right? Queen Bee in the building. Queen Bee is one of my sources for dope content. Every now and then I'll catch her from Saving the World. Like I'll be able to reach her when she's saving the world. You know what I'm saying? And just get like some advice on some stuff. So shout out to the Queen Bee. Like the Queen Bee will legit be saving a kitten out of a tree or helping an old lady across the street. And then I'll call her and be like, Julius Randle. Shout out to the Queen Bee. You know what I'm saying? The Queen Bee legit will be stopping a 747 from crashing and will answer the phone. And I'll be like, but RJ Barrett. But let me ask y'all this. What are y'all thoughts on Josh Hart's impact on the Knicks going forward? Is Josh Hart important to this Knicks rebuild? And tell me why. I don't have an opinion either way. So I'm not trying to gaslight a topic. I think that's the way you use the word. I don't know how you use the term gaslighting. Like, I don't know how you use the term cap. I'm just trying to throw them out there. I'm trying to be hip. I'm trying to be with it. Queen Bee said, yeah, yesterday I had to actually get a stray cat. I told you, y'all. I told you, man. Queen Bee out here saving the world. You know what I mean? Queen Bee out here saving the world. She out here, you know what I'm saying, helping old ladies across the street. And I'm on the phone like, but RJ Barrett. Yeah, man. Y'all make sure y'all check out her stuff too, by the way. VR says, hey, Queen Bee saving the world one cat at a time. Oh man. So BK Steph says, yes, we need someone to step up when they put the clamps on Randall and Brunson. I agree with you here. I agree with you. I have no I think when you said that just now, it kind of swayed me towards the we have to keep Josh Hart thing. Right? And while I don't have an opinion one way or the other on Josh Hart, do I like him? Yes. Have I always liked him? Yes. But when I weigh that versus what the Knicks want to do in the future, I don't know which way to go with it. You feel me? When I always liked Josh Hart, right? I've always had an affinity for the bigger guards that can play physical, right? I always had an affinity for that. I always liked the Gerald Wilkins types. I always liked the Mitch Richmonds, right? I always liked the Clyde Drexlers. I always liked the Michael Ray Richardsons, right? The big guards that could play physical. I never liked the big guards that played finesse. Wasn't really a big fan of Richard Hamilton. Never was a big fan of Reggie Miller, right? Tall for nothing. 6'7", don't even rebound. I never had an affinity for that. And when I say I don't mean that I hate them, right? What I'm saying is it's like pizza. I don't like pizza, right? I just don't. Especially franchise pizza, right? If I'm gonna eat pizza, man, I need to get my pizza from a pizza place. You feel me? And I'm just talking about an affinity, and it's the reason why I favor Josh Hart, because he's a big, stocky guard that can dribble, pass, rebound, defend. Sometimes he can shoot. Sometimes he'll take wide open shots. He's a complimentary player, and he knows it, right? He understands his role, and I'm here for that. I'm here for that, right? And Paris Douglas says, Josh Hart sucks for you, Uncle Freezy, because you are a statistics guy. Am I a stat guy or am I a fat guy? Because we can point out a stat right here that proves that I like Josh Hart. You want to hear a stat about Josh Hart? He's a great rebounder. That is what you call a stat. Josh Hart is a great rebounder. Right? Josh Hart in 30 minutes a game as a Knick is averaging 7 rebounds. Those are stats. Now, I think with the point that you were making is he's a glue guy. I think it's a glue. No. Listen, man. No. Paris, listen. Hear me out. I'm not putting my guard up. I'm not. What I'm saying is Josh Hart is a glue guy. That's why I say that Josh Hart can dribble, pass, defend, and rebound because he's a glue guy. Everybody on your team doesn't need to be a shooter. Now, do we need shooting? Yeah, or I'm sorry, let me take that back. Do we need shot making? Yes. We got plenty of shooters. We just don't have plenty of makers. We need the Knicks. If the Knicks somehow in-house find shot makers outside of Brunson and Randall that are consistent, I think the whole NBA is on notice. I think the whole NBA should be on notice if the Knicks start getting shot making from their complementary players. And for that reason, I say teams like Boston, teams like Milwaukee, teams like Philadelphia, teams like Cleveland, teams like Miami, teams like Atlanta, they don't want to see us if RJ Barrett's three-pointer starts to fall. They don't want to see us if Quentin Grimes is a more consistent playmaker. I like Grimes. I like Grimes, man. And I understand that people are going to say, but Uncle Freezy, you call him a ham sandwich? Yeah. I did. It was funny too, man. Listen, y'all have never heard a content creator say anything like that. Grimes is a ham sandwich. Y'all ain't never heard Dexter Henry call nobody no. Y'all, y'all ain't never heard Ian Begley. Y'all ain't never heard. I almost broke into an Ian Begley imitation, but it probably sounded more like Adam Schefter. I don't know. I don't know why I always get them two confused, like Adam Schefter and Ian Begley. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's just it's funny to me, man. It's funny, but anyway. Once Grimes becomes more of a playmaker, and it's gonna happen, it's just not gonna happen as fast as what we think. I'm thinking 2025 is Grimes' breakout year. And I'm talking about breakout. I'm not talking about he got better. I'm talking about burst on the scene year. Like I think 2024 will be Immanuel Quickley's burst onto the scene year. This year, Quickley is really, really good and is getting his name thrown about in different types of conversations. But next year, Quickley is going to be undeniable, right? But here's my thing. And I know that Wiz is gonna hate when I say this. But y'all notice when I said most improved or players that improved, I didn't mention RJ Barrett. So I even in a defensive player of the year conversation or the all NBA defense, I mentioned Mitchell Robinson. I even mentioned Miles McBride. Right? The two players I did not mention in terms of step-by-step improvement, even though they are improving step by step, especially RJ Barrett is improving slowly over time so he can be a sustainably good NBA player. The player I didn't mention though was Obi. And what I'm trying to figure out about Obi Toppin is the same thing that I think most Knicks fans are trying to figure out about Obi. Here's my question. What is Obi Toppin? Can somebody explain? Somebody break that down in basketball terms for me. What is Obi Toppin and what will he become? Chick George in the building. What's good, boss? Somebody help me understand what Obi Toppin is at the moment and what will he become? What is Obi? I don't understand what Obi is. And I'm not knocking Obi because there are some great things about Obi Toppin's game that go unnoticed. Right? 19 Conman NYC 84 is in the building. One of the day ones. He says them ham sandwiches looking like chicken cutlet Parms right now. Parm Heroes right about now. They looking like chicken cutlet Parm Heroes right about now. Yeah, on that good herbal bread that's a little crunchy on the outside, but mad pillowy on the inside. Suck up all that sauce on the inside. Yeah, I feel you. Obi Toppin at the moment, and I'm not saying this in a disrespectful way, right? I'm saying this in a way that you can kind of understand where I'm coming from. But at the moment, Obi Toppin reminds me of Devin George. Obi reminds me of Devin George. And Paris Duggar, thank you for the generous contribution. Paris Duggar says, Obi is a made man in Leon's family. That's that. Right. Um, I yeah, that's probably true. That's probably true, right? But on the basketball court, I'm trying to figure out what he is. Is Obi worth all the commentary, or are we doing Obi a disservice? Is Obi Toppin as a player Kenny Skywalker, or are we doing him a disservice with our conversations? Right? I don't want to throw him away. He does frustrate at times, but he does impress at times. Shout out to my main man, Rel. We talk Mavs in the building. What's good? But hey, Rel, we did y'all a favor the other night. We did y'all a favor Saturday. We did Rel. Hey, y'all, real quick. I gotta troll Rel real quick. Hey, Rel, we gonna trade y'all Obi Toppin for Josh Green and Jalen and the Hardy kid. We gonna give y'all Obi for both of them. We gonna give y'all Obi for Josh Green and the Hardy kid. And Paris Douglas says Obi is still insurance for a playoff Randall. Here's why. Here's why I disagree slightly. Right, I disagree slightly with that, and this is the reason. Say said player Randall. Yeah, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. So, Rel, so you're not accepting that. You don't want Obi for Green and Hardy, huh? Okay, all right, all right, all right, bro. We got to get together and do another roundtable joint, like me, you, and Demand, man. We got to get together and do like a playoff roundtable, like right when the playoffs start. We maybe gotta link up, man, and do a joint. You know what I'm saying? Before the playoffs, about like expectations and what happened during the season and all of that. That's if y'all got time. And also Terrell, I called him the other day and I didn't realize y'all were doing a live stream, but congrats on one of the shows. I saw one of y'all shows had like a huge number of views, man. shout out for y'all coming up, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud to be kind of linked in that homie network with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all, man, for you know what I'm saying, putting out dope content. But Paris Duggar, here's the thing that I want to point to about Randall Insurance. If right, if Randall has a meltdown in the playoffs, if say he does something crazy like slam his hand on something and break it like Amari did, right? And Obi comes in and we still lose, right? Do you bring Obi back? And I know his stats and his numbers will be better. I know Obi Toppin can play basketball. I know he can play, right? I know he can play, right? I know Obi can play. I know Obi is a NBA player, right? But if you're the Knicks, why would you give Obi a contract extension when in the draft you can just with the Dallas pick you could just take Taylor Hendricks or Gigi Jackson or one of those super high upside athletic freaks out of the draft, and when we get them, they'll probably be 19 plus or 20 years old. We can get a 19-year-old athletic freak from a big-time college program and have him for Randall Insurance, as opposed to bringing back Obi, who I think is about to turn 25. Obi Toppin should be turning 25 any day now. As a matter of fact, let me check. Obi Toppin should be turning 25 any day now. Oh, happy birthday, Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin is already 25. Obi Toppin turned 25 March 4th. Obi Toppin is already 25. He turned 25 March 4th. So it's been like 2 weeks. Obi Toppin's been 25 for like 2 weeks. Tibbs can go to the front office and say, hey, listen, I tried to play y'all guy. You see what you got. Let me get my guy out of the draft, a guy that I want to be able to play the 3, the 4, and the 5 behind Randall, Mitch, Hartenstein, and Sims. Paris Duggar, thank you for the generous contribution. Paris Duggar says, Leon treating this team like a family is the Paris Duggar said Leon treating this team like a family is the MVP. Bim. The most improved. Bim. All right. Bim. Hey, and 19 Conman NYC 84 says Obi a throw-in to get off Fournier contract. And he followed up by saying, I only speak facts. That's not opinion, that's facts. Bim. Shotgunner coming in with all the smoke says trade Brunson to the Nets and rework the Donovan Mitchell trade because Cat done with the T-Wolves. Shotgunner coming in. Pull the trigger, pull the trigger. Shotgunner is like, I don't care what y'all been talking about for the last hour and a half. Bro, trade Brunson. Yo, Shotgun, hey, that's my man's right there. Shotgunner is my man's. Shotgunner come in blazing. He don't play. Shotgunner don't play at all. Yo, who is dang it, I had their name on the tip of my tongue. Let me see. Shotgunner coming, barrels pointed everywhere. Barrels pointed everywhere. Y'all know, what's the clique? What's the name of the clique? It's like West Side Gun and Conway the Machine, Benny the Butcher. What's the clique they in? What's the association? What's the association they in? Griselda. That's it. Shotgunner coming in just like Griselda, just kicking the door. Yo, he just kicking in the door. You know what I'm saying? David says, you are right, but we have to move on. Yeah, we got to move on, bro. Shotgunner coming in with his Griselda connections. Yo, I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to say anything. Yo, Shotgunner is like, I am the streets. Shout out to my man, Shotgunner. Nothing is more entertaining. I ain't going to lie to you. Nothing is more entertaining than to watch Shotgunner straight up come in, hearing us talk about how bad we beat the Nuggets and just bust out with trade Brunson. Yeah, salute, man. And Shotgunner says, I'm from upstate. You ain't from no upstate. Shotgunner ain't from no upstate. Shotgunner ain't from upstate. Shotgunner is from New Rochelle. Shotgunner from Patterson. Yo, that's crazy. Shout out to my man. I'm kidding, of course. Shotgunner is upstate, man. He an upstanding dude, right? But Shotgunner, I got something that I want to play for you. I'm gonna play for everybody. I'm gonna get right back to it. I got one more deep topic that I want to get into. It's a deep topic that I want to get into. I want to check on something, and then I'm gonna get into that, man. I want y'all to hang out with me, man. Just stay with me. Just stay with me. Just stay with me. I'm gonna play this for Shotgunner. All right, here we go again. Let's open up these phone lines and see what Knicks fans and Lawrence Tears fans got on their mind. Oh boy, here we go. Yo, you are now rocking with the number one
I ain't got
chief
time,
rocker.
man. I ain't got time, man. We already know who you is, man. We already know who you is, man. I ain't got time. I got stuff. I got moves to make, man. I got stuff going on across town, man. And you up here talking about you number one chief rocker.
Y'all rocking with the number one chief rocker. Your man.
Yo, I don't care, man. I don't care, man. I don't know who cares, man. We got to do something with RJ, man. RJ got all.
Why you keep cutting me off?
RJ got all this bread, man. I don't care.
You cutting me?
He a shooting guard. His job is to shoot.
You cutting me off?
His job is
whatever
to shoot.
it is you got to say. Better be fired.
Do his job. Yo, come on, sir. Nobody can. Uncle Freezy. Yo, I appreciate you, bro.
Yo, you better be fired.
I ain't got time. I ain't got time for this, man. I ain't got time.
This call better be fired.
His job is to shoot, son. His job is to shoot, and he can't shoot. His job is to shoot, man. This is Teflon buckets from Brock's River. You know what I'm saying? RJ Barrett. You know what I'm saying? His job is to shoot, man. He can't shoot. This is Teflon buckets, man. That's all I had to say, man. Thank you for taking my call, man. Appreciate you.
Wow, that got real. that got real. Shout out to Bronx River, my people over there, my family over there. Shout out to Bronx River. Shout out to Teflon Buckets. You know what I'm saying, for calling in. I appreciate you, bro. Next time you can't be cutting me off though. Next time you got to let the number one Chief Rocker and Nick. Yo, dumb calls and conversations be real. I'm recreating them. I'm recreating the conversations. I got like 7 or 8 of them left. I got like 7 or 8 of them left about a cat's calling me like, yo, Uncle Freezy, I don't care what the records say. You got to fire Tibbs and get rid of the front office and start from scratch. And I'm like, what? Yeah. You heard me, Uncle Freezy. I don't care if we won 42 games. I don't care. They like, I don't care. I don't care. It don't mean nothing. And we just in purgatory. You know what I mean? We in purgatory, son. And I'm yo, you know we 42 and 30. I don't care. Yo, cats legit are like, yo, it don't matter if we 12 games over 500. This team ain't going nowhere. Like, tear it down and start all over. Trade Josh Hart. I'm like, you can't trade Josh Hart. You got to play an option. I don't care. Trade Josh Hart. It's crazy. A bunch of them. A bunch of them. A bunch of them. I mean, I got the fake content creator call. Y'all just be on the internet making up stuff. I got that call too. The fake content creator. Man, y'all just be on the internet making up stuff, man. This don't make no sense. I got the fire Tibbs and fire the front office. I got the content creators don't know what they talk about. I got the DSJ. I even got the one where a dude is like, he got a show idea. He got a show idea that's gonna take Lawrence Tears to the next level. I got that call too. I'm gonna recreate that one. I think that one will be next. Yo, Lawrence Tears, it's all right, man. But you need a cat like me to come in there, and I got that call too. But anyway, Teflon Buckets made a point, and I want to talk to y'all about what Teflon Buckets said. Of course, that's not his real name, right? Varsity Customs is in the building. Of course, that Teflon Buckets is not his real name. You know, I had to make it up, right? You know what I'm saying? To protect the innocent. And from having dude hitting the dislike button. I hate Uncle Freezy. No matter what the video is, I ain't even going to watch it. I'm just going to hit the dislike button because I hate him. But Teflon Buckets had a point about RJ. And y'all know I love RJ Barrett. But in fairness to the conversations that we have, I have to listen to what you guys say or read what it is that you say. And in fairness to the conversation, I had to assess fairly. Right? Y'all don't want me just going off on a tangent one way or the other just to get reaction or rises. I respect myself too much, for one. I ain't bending over backwards to please nobody. I'm not a people pleaser. Right? For one. 2, I respect y'all's opinion too much. Like if you spend the time, if you at the joint right now and you know what I'm saying, and you are contributing to the conversation one way or the other, I respect that. I respect that because you could probably be doing something else, but you part of this conversation, right? And so for that reason, I'm not gonna sit up here and shoot y'all the gas. Like some days y'all gonna absolutely agree with me, and some days y'all gonna absolutely hate what it is that I'm saying, right? But I'm gonna be true to the conversation. I'm gonna do. I heard Hart will say it one time. Yo, keep it a bean, son. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. Some days y'all gonna love what I have to say. Some days y'all gonna hate what I have to say. But I'm gonna be here and I'm gonna be honest with you the best that I can be. And um can Delano Steele Jr. change my mind live? Yes, if he reasonable, right? Can wisdom legit change my mind and have me rethink or recalibrate my thinking on something in the moment? Yes. Yes. Because I consider myself to be reasonable. So the RJ Barrett conversation, I need to have the RJ Barrett conversation with y'all. And I hate to do it in a piggyback on the Immanuel Quickley conversation, but let's do it. So mote it be. Right? Let's do it. Right? RJ Barrett, in theory, is a shooting guard that can't shoot. And for that reason, you prefer to have him at the 3. If RJ Barrett was a shooting guard that could shoot, he'd still be at the 2. Because athleticism is not a factor. If RJ Barrett can shoot, he'd be similar to the cat in Atlanta, Bogdanovich. He'd be similar to that guy, in my mind. In terms of athletic profile, height, weight, all that stuff, he'd be that type of guy if he could shoot. Right? He's not Joe Ingles' athleticism. He's not that bad, but he's way average. Way average athleticism. Right? And for that reason, so this frustrates me to talk about. I ain't gonna lie. Paris Duggar says, Leon isn't making so-so moves. Everything's targeted. Hey, thank you for the generous contribution, Paris Duggar. I appreciate that. And I think you're right. I think they are measured to a fault. I think they are risk averse is the way that I put stuff for them. And Wisdom says, oh, no, you didn't. Yo, I'm telling you, y'all comments, man. Y'all comments be distracting me. That's yep. It cats be like, my only thing that I don't like about Uncle Freezy is he get distracted all the time. Like he'll go down a rabbit hole. You be talking about the Knicks, and next thing you know, you talk about Mike Tyson. Yeah, it's y'all fault, man. If y'all y'all are legit put comments in the chat, it'll take me down a rabbit hole. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all are legit will put a comment in the chat and it just take me down a rabbit hole, man. But here's the thing. How much faith do you guys have in RJ Barrett that he is going to turn the corner and be a great Knick? JJ is in the building just in time for the RJ bashing. JJ, you just in time for the RJ bashing, bro. I'm trying to figure out, like Obi, I'm trying to figure out what RJ Barrett is. Like, what is RJ, right? Aside the off the court stuff, RJ Barrett is the golden child and the future of New York Knicks basketball. On the court, though, what is RJ Barrett? He's not a Swiss Army knife. He's not a high volume rebounder, and he's not an assist man. He's not a steals guy. He's not a defender. What is he? What is RJ Barrett? I don't know. I'm hoping that he is something. I'm hoping RJ is something. I don't know exactly what he is, and this is me being hopeful, being positive. Like I want to understand what he is, or if he is something, and I can't recognize what that something is. Hopefully, I can learn to recognize what that thing is. Right? I'm not putting the fault squarely on RJ. What I'm saying is I can't understand what I'm seeing. I don't know. I don't know what it is I'm seeing exactly. And for that reason, I can't project. Like with Quentin Grimes, I can project, right? I know Quentin Grimes eventually is going to be known more for his offense than his defense. Eventually, right? I think Grimes is going to be maybe 17, 18 point per game scorer, nice tight handles, knockdown 3-point shooter, above average to good defender. I can see that in 2025. But what is RJ? He was drafted in 2019 and it's 2023. Maybe I should ask RJ what he is. Maybe that's what we should be doing. Asking RJ what he is. Like, what are you, bro? Are you a an athletic wing, an explosive athletic wing, energy wing, like Kelly Oubre, like Andrew Wiggins, maybe? Are you an elite wing defender, like maybe Andrew Wiggins? Are you an elite wing scorer, like Anthony Edwards, like Michael Porter Jr., like um Brandon Ingram? Are you a undersized four? Are you like Jay Crowder? I don't know what I know RJ Barrett is a hooper. Ultimately, I know he's a hooper, right? I know that, right? But that's too nebulous for me, right? It's like looking in the sky at night. What is all that stuff, right? That's kind of like what I see when I see RJ looking in the sky at night. I see all that stuff, and half of it I don't even know what it is. I can describe it basically. I see stars in the sky, but what is all that stuff? It's nebulous, right? It makes me question um how far we can go with RJ Barrett being a starter. Not his NBA talent. I'm talking about us. I'm not questioning RBA. I'm not questioning RJ Barrett's NBA talent. He's definitely an NBA player. He's a good NBA player. In terms of fit, is he the fit? Or is the stuff around him bad and we can't recognize it? DSJ says RJ is a modern day Ruben Patterson. Maybe. Maybe. But Ruben Patterson was a defender. You feel me? You see where I'm going with it? I desperately want RJ Barrett to be successful as a Knick. I want him to turn the page or turn the corner, right? Keyshawn, what's good, man? I want RJ Barrett to turn the corner, but I don't know exactly what he'll be, and for that reason, I have a question about what he is. And it's not because I dislike RJ, it's because I root for the Knicks. I'm a NBA fan, I'm a basketball fan. Listen, I'm a fan of Duke basketball, and I have been since 1985, maybe. When Chris Mullin left St. John's, I left St. John's too. Put it that way. I was a St. John's fan until Chris Mullin left, and I never looked back. I think I was like 16 or 17 years old. I saw Duke play. It was Tommy Amica, Johnny Dawkins, Kevin Strickland, Jay Billis, and a bunch of other dudes, and I never looked back. So I've been a Duke fan almost 30 years. It's the reason why I like Cam Reddish. It's the reason why I like Zion. It's the reason, well, Zion's my cousin, but it's the reason why I like Reddish and Zion and RJ and Grant Hill and others. But I saw a comment and I want to. Big Cab says, is IQ who we wanted RJ to be? Kinda. A little bit. We want maybe more of a franchise player, though. And this is and this is the reason why I get sidetracked right here. Hotline Bling is in the building. What's good, man? What's good, boss? So I'm gonna say this and wrap right here, but RJ Barrett is a puzzle, a paradox, a riddle. You know what I'm saying? RJ Barrett is a challenge mentally when you try to figure out who he is. Anyways, I'm gonna get out here. I'm gonna wrap. Thank y'all for hanging out with me, man. Rocking and rolling. I hope that I made part of your afternoon enjoyable. I doubt that I'm gonna do the watch along tonight, even though I want to. I don't know if I'll be able to, because I'll be like Amy Winehouse. I'll be in rehab, probably somewhere with my legs up and with my knee up. You know what I'm saying? I will holler at y'all later on. Maybe we can squeeze in a Knicks at Night podcast. We'll see how the pills, pizza, and PlayStation routine go with rehab, and then I'll see y'all. All right, y'all. Later.